On October 8th, 7:55 p.m., Andre X on Twitter says, today I was beaten, kidnapped, and blindfolded and taken to a military base by the Israeli occupation forces, together with 4 other journalists. 2 of us were held for 11 hours without charges. My phone was confiscated, stolen, and 1 of us is still in custody. Full story soon. Max Blumenthal then tweets out the following morning, I've just learned that Jeremy Loffredo was among the journalists arrested by the Israeli military and is still in jail. His phone has been confiscated. That's all I'm able to say for now. So Jeremy Loffredo has been covering Israel on the ground for quite some time. Yeah. He had a viral video about Israelis blocking aid into Gaza. That was about probably 6 months ago, I want to say, that was aired. And now he is one of these 4 journalists who was detained. And as of this stream, to my knowledge, unless something broke while we were on the air, he has not been released. Wyatt Reed, also from the Grayzone, says it's been over 24 hours since the Grayzone's Jeremy Loffredo was among 4 journalists beaten, blindfolded, and taken to an Israeli military base. The other 3 were released. Jeremy remains in Israeli custody. His phone has been seized. More info to come. So we're waiting on more info here. Here's DD Geopolitics, who quotes that. There's a picture of Jeremy there. Now, this was posted on October 6th. While on the ground in Israel, I was able to track down the impact sites of Iranian missiles on key Israeli military and intelligence installations, including Nevatim Air Base and Mossad headquarters, despite the Israeli military censor's official ban on publishing the locations. For those listening on audio, that was Jeremy's own tweet along with a video that he published to Twitter and on the Grayzone's YouTube channel. Now, when he talks about an official ban on publishing the locations, he's talking about the locations of the missile landing. Israel didn't want the public to know the coordinates of where the missiles landed, ostensibly, and I tend to buy into this, that they did not want it to seem as if the missiles were intended to strike military targets. They wanted to make it seem like they were intended to hit civilian areas. The locations of the Nevatim Air Base and Mossad headquarters are publicly known. In the video that he puts out here, we're going to show a piece of this. The cab driver points to the Mossad headquarters, so that's obviously common knowledge in Tel Aviv. And the Nevatim Air Base is on Google Maps. If you just do a Google search of the air base, the maps come up with the exact coordinates of its location. So he didn't reveal top secret locations. He revealed where the missiles landed. Right. And those were not being censored for any national security purpose. Those are being censored for propaganda purposes because they wanted to categorize them as intended for civilians when, in fact, it seems like, according to the location of the strikes, they were intended to hit military targets. So this was not a national security issue for Israel that he violated by publishing the coordinates of secret locations. He did not do that. He did not do that. He simply defied their propaganda motives in censoring where these landed. That's a very important thing to point out, I think. So Matt Orfala says American journalist Jeremy Loffredo was arrested after reporting censored news in Israel. Sharing his X posts is now disabled. That's weird. Sharing his X post is now disabled, and now his posts are now protected. I don't know if this occurred before or after his phone was confiscated by Israeli forces. Hey, I thought big free speech warrior Elon Musk didn't comply with foreign countries' censorship demands. I thought he's a big man standing up for free speech because America is not subject to Israeli censorship rules. We are allowed to speak freely here. We have a First Amendment here. So why is free speech warrior Elon Musk honoring Israeli censorship requests by protecting the posts and preventing the shares of an American journalist? That seems out of character for such a free speech warrior like Elon Musk, does it not?
Are you saying that Elon Musk is not our savior?
Yeah, seems that way to me.
Mind blown.
Yeah. Surprising stuff.
It's almost like he's a strike-breaking, union-breaking scumbag billionaire that no working person should be looking up to. It's almost like if you look up to someone like that, you have very low self-esteem and have been convinced to hate your own class and to worship the people who oppress you.
Right. So where is everybody on this? That's a good question. Like, where is it? Because there's been a lot of reporting about how we shouldn't. We need to stand up for our First Amendment values when the issue in question is a European hate speech law, right? There's a whole ecosystem of journalists who are all over that like white on rice. Where are they? Why did Elon Musk apparently comply with Israeli censorship rules? Why?
Right.
He's not Israeli.
He's our
not an
free
Israeli
speech
company.
champion.
Yeah,
He's
exactly.
our free speech champion.
Breaking. So this is Matt Orfala's outlet here. Breaking. American journalist arrested after reporting censored news in Israel. So the location of Mossad headquarters, Orfala writes, is no secret, but Israel seeks to keep missile impact locations hidden and bans the publication of such information. Times of Israel reports the exact locations of such impacts and damage are barred from publication by the IDF censor, according to their own paper of record there. Loffredo's report states Israel's intention is to downplay the significance of the attacks and claim Iran was targeting civilians. Absolutely. At the end of his report, Loffredo documents details that suggest his phone was hacked. As Loffredo left the missile impact site near Mossad headquarters, his phone and his cab driver's phone both lost GPS functionality, went blank, and then placed their geolocations in another country. So we're going to play a piece of video where that happens.
Israel was taking extra precautions to conceal the exact impact location. As we left the area, an unsettling incident occurred. Our cell phones lost GPS functionality. Maps went blank, and then both devices, mine and my taxi driver's, suddenly showed we were at Amman's airport in Jordan, over 120 miles west. For the Grayzone, in Israel, Jeremy Loffredo.
So obviously, if you're on Twitter, you need to be retweeting all that stuff. It is a terrifying thing that we don't have more information by this point. And so we have to pressure our government to the extent that we can to demand his release.
Israel is a rogue regime by every definition of the word. And when you look at this, I just want to point out, they talk about lack of freedom of the press in China, lack of freedom in North Korea. Well, we pay these guys, and they're taking, with absolute no consideration that they're American citizens, detained and beat American citizens. And what are we going to do about it? Are we going to do anything about it? Is there going to be censure, diplomatic response? I'd be very surprised. There should have been one already. Where are they? Where's Count Morlock? Why isn't he up there demanding the release of a journalist, of an American journalist? And, remember, so many of us in this space, like ourselves, are basically commentators. We do some on the ground reporting, but not like this. I mean, what Jeremy did there, he knows enough. He knows what the risks are. He had to have known what the risk of publishing that was. That takes some courage, man. That's a lot of balls. So whatever you believe in, thoughts and prayers, man. Thoughts and prayers. We're really hoping this has a happy ending.
Of course.
Please clap.